Hello, my name is Profe Charlie and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to look at a very requested topic, phrasal verbs. Now this will likely be the first of many videos about phrasal verbs, but today we're going to take a look specifically at verbs that you can use at the beginning of work conversations. Now before we do that, if you are interested in improving your English communication, especially in a professional setting, hit subscribe to my channel. All right, now let's take a look at those verbs.
All right, so we've got 5 phrasal verbs for today, and make sure to stay till the end of the video because we also have a quiz. Let's get started with point out. So this is to draw someone's attention to something or highlight, indicate a fact, detail, or problem. And basically when you point something out, you're making someone aware of something, okay? So this in Spanish is like señalar o indicar, okay? Now let's take a look at an example. We have, before we start, I would like to point out an error in the latest sales report. It seems there's a discrepancy in the numbers that we need to address. So here you can see we are drawing the audience's attention or the meeting participants' attention to the error, okay? Right, señalando el error. Okay, and now we have follow-up. This is to take further action or pursue a matter that has been previously discussed. Okay, so we're going to talk about something that we already did. So continuing to check on the progress of something, and this is basically seguir o dar seguimiento in Spanish. For example, before we get started with today's agenda, let's follow up on the action items from our previous meeting and check if everyone has completed their assigned tasks, right? The action items, we did that last meeting, so let's follow up, let's continue. Vamos a dar seguimiento a esos, okay? So let's continue to the next one. We have settle in. So the definition is become comfortable or familiar with a new environment, place, situation. And here you're adjusting to your surroundings, establishing a routine, feeling more comfortable, more at ease, okay? So the most common translation would be establecerse o adaptarse in Spanish, okay? And an example, good morning, everyone. How is everyone settling into the new office space? Feel free to grab some coffee and make yourselves comfortable. We have a busy meeting ahead. Okay, so how is everybody settling in? ¿Cómo estamos adaptándonos a esta nueva, o bueno, en este caso, este nuevo espacio? And so that's what settling in means. All right, we've got 2 more, to bring something up, okay? And this is to introduce or raise a topic for discussion, okay? And when you do that, you start a conversation or draw attention, again, to a particular subject. It's very similar to mention, or in Spanish, mencionar. For example, I would like to bring up a new project idea that I think would greatly benefit our company's growth and market presence, okay? So we're going to talk about an idea, mencionar la idea, and that is what you can say. Bring something up, bring a new project idea up, or bring up a new project idea. Both of those sound good. And the last one is get started. This one's pretty self-explanatory, just to begin or initiate an activity, task, or process. And so just getting started. And it translates to empezar, comenzar. It's very similar to start, okay? Now an example of how we use this. Thank you all for joining today's meeting. Without further ado, let's get started by reviewing the agenda and discussing the first item on the list. Let's start by reviewing, okay? Let's go to the quiz for today. So we have the 5 words: follow up, bring up, settle in, point out, and get started. We're going to want to fill in the blank with one of these possible words. So it may take some time to blank to a new city, but I'm excited about the opportunities. Okay? We would say, it may take some time to settle in to a new city, but I'm excited about the opportunities. Okay? Adaptar a una nueva ciudad, right? Adaptarse. Let's go to the next one. After the meeting, make sure to blank on the action items we discussed. we would say after the meeting, make sure to follow up on the action items we discussed, okay? Dar seguimiento. I want to blank the issue of budget constraints during the team meeting. We would say, I want to point out or I want to bring up the issue of budget constraints during the team meeting. Now, bring up would be a common answer, but you can still indicar el asunto, right? O señalar al asunto. So bring up would be mencionar el asunto. Okay, so both of them work in this situation. And we have let's blank with the project right away to stay on schedule. We can say, let's get started with the project right away to stay on schedule. And the last one, I wanted to blank that the deadline for submissions is tomorrow. And here you can also use a point out or bring up. I wanted to point out or bring up that the deadline for submissions is tomorrow. Again, indicar, señalar, o mencionar, both of those work in this situation. And that's it for today's video. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a like or comment if you want to reach out to me.